Hey movie lovers, welcome back to Top Stream Finds, your go-to spot for the hottest movies you can't afford to miss. Today, we're diving into 10 romance movies you absolutely need to watch this June 2025. From second chances and summer flings to fashion, heartbreak, and unexpected love, you're in for a lineup that'll have you laughing, crying, and maybe texting your ex. Don't do it. So settle in, grab your favorite snack, and let's count down the stories that are stealing hearts and lighting up screens this season. Let's dive in, and trust me, you'll want to see who takes the last spot. Number 10, Emily in Paris. What happens when a bold, ambitious Chicago girl suddenly finds herself dropped into the middle of Paris armed only with a killer wardrobe, a smartphone, and zero knowledge of French? Meet Emily Cooper, played by the effortlessly charming Lily Collins. She's a junior marketing exec whose life flips overnight when her firm sends her to Paris to give a luxury brand a much-needed American makeover. Sounds dreamy, right? But Paris isn't exactly rolling out the red carpet. From misunderstood emails to fashion faux pas and office politics thicker than a croissant's butter layers, Emily finds herself in over her head but never out of her depth. She's bright, creative, and relentlessly optimistic, even when her coworkers treat her like a tourist and her neighbors think she's clueless. But Emily's secret weapon, her ability to turn chaos into content. Whether it's pitching bold ideas to skeptical clients or going viral on social media, she's always one step ahead while learning the hard way that Paris has its own rules when it comes to love, life, and lipstick. And then there's the romance. Let's just say the city of love doesn't disappoint. Flirty chefs, complicated crush, and steamy nights blur the lines between work and play in all the best and messiest ways. More than just fashion and fun, Emily in Paris is about ambition, reinvention, and finding your place in a world that wasn't made for you, but might just need you anyway. Stylish, witty, and full of heart, this is one Parisian fantasy you won't want to miss. Number 9, The Life List. What if the key to your future was buried in your past? In The Life List, Reese Witherspoon stars as Lucy Granger, a successful but emotionally stuck woman whose life is all spreadsheets, deadlines, and quiet disappointment. On the outside, she has it all, but inside, she's running on autopilot. That is, until a phone call changes everything. After her estranged mother passes away, Lucy returns to her childhood home and discovers a dusty old journal she wrote when she was just 10 years old, a life list of everything she wanted to do when she grew up. Be a ballerina, fall in love in Paris, swim with dolphins, write a book. Simple, beautiful, forgotten. At first, she laughs it off, but something inside her stirs. What if she actually tried? One by one, Lucy sets out to cross the items off her list. But this isn't just about skydiving or painting sunsets. With every goal she chases, Lucy peels back another layer of herself, rediscovering dreams, confronting regrets, and opening her heart to something she thought she'd miss forever. Along the way, she meets Eli, a charming travel photographer, who's exactly the kind of man she never thought she'd fall for. He's unpredictable, patient, and sees Lucy not as who she is but who she used to be. What started as a trip down memory lane becomes a life-changing journey of healing, joy, and second chances. The Life List is a heartwarming dramedy about remembering who you are by reconnecting with who you were. With Reese Witherspoon leading the way, expect laughs, tears, and maybe a reminder to start your own list, because sometimes the map to happiness was written by your younger self. Number 8, XX Lovers. What do you do when your past comes knocking in the form of your ex-husband, unfinished feelings, and your daughter's unexpected engagement? Meet Joy, played by the radiant and courteous, a woman who's been through love, heartbreak, and motherhood, all with the same man. Her first love, her best friend, and technically, her still not an old ex, CD, is a name she hasn't said out loud in years, until now, because her daughter Bubbly, wildly romantic SC, is getting married. And guess who she wants to walk her down the aisle? Both her parents. Reluctantly, Joy flies to Malta, where Ced's been hiding behind business meetings and old regrets. But Joy isn't here for closure, she's here with a mission. Together, they come up with a wild plan, pretend to support the engagement, then secretly sabotage it when they get back. Easy, right? Wrong. Because somewhere between missed flights, late night laughs, and old songs that still sting, Joy begins to remember why she fell for CD in the first place. And CD, he's not the same man who left. He's trying, maybe even hoping. Now Joy must make a choice: break up her daughter's fairy tale, or admit that maybe her own love story isn't over yet. because sometimes life gives you a second chance. But love, that's the tricky part. XX Lovers is a feel-good, second chance romance that proves the heart doesn't forget, it just waits for the right moment. Number 7, Along for the Side. Meet Auden West, smart, serious, and used to going it alone. Played by Emma Passero. Auden has spent most of her life buried in books and pressure, not parties. While other teens were falling in love and sneaking out late, she was chasing perfection until one summer changes everything. It's the summer before college. Auden escapes to the sleepy beach town of Colby to stay with her dad, hoping for a quiet break. But what she gets is the complete opposite. Enter Eli, a mysterious loner with his own painful past, played by Belmont Camley. He's charming, distant, and just like Auden, haunted by regrets and insomnia. While the world sleeps, these night owls roam the moonlit streets, carnival rides, and empty boardwalks on a mission to help Auden reclaim the teenage years she never really lived, from awkward first dances to late-night bike rides and unspoken truths. Along for the Ride is more than just a summer romance. It's about second chances, healing, and learning how to let go of the life you were told to live, and finally choosing the one you want. Directed by Sofia Alvarez, the screenwriter behind To All the Boys I've Loved Before. This film delivers heart, nostalgia, and a love story that unfolds when the world is at its quietest. If you've ever felt like you missed out, or wondered what it's like to rewrite your own story, it's time to ride along with Auden. Number 6, Jane Austen Wrecked My Life. Ever feel like your love life is being haunted by a 19th century novelist? Meet Ellie, a hopeless romantic and full-time bookseller who's read Pride and Prejudice more times than she's been on actual dates. Played by the effortlessly charming Lily Collins, Ellie lives in a world of crumbling paperbacks, tea-stained dreams, and unrealistic expectations because when your standard for love is Mr. Darcy, real men just don't measure up. But her romantic life, it's a disaster. Ghosting, mixed signals, and that one guy who said, "You're too intense" after one brunch. One bad date too many sends Ellie spiraling into an identity crisis. And in a twist straight out of a Jane Austen novel, she makes a bold decision. She's going to stop waiting for the storybook ending and write her own. Armed with sarcasm, heartbreak, and a notebook full of half-finished love stories, Ellie sets off on a journey of awkward writing classes, humiliating open mix, and a chance encounter with a brooding editor who might just be her real-life Darcy or her next disaster. As Ellie struggles to balance reality with fantasy, she finally starts to ask herself, did Jane Austen really wreck my love life? Or have I just been hiding behind her words all along? Jane Austen Wrecked My Life is a witty, feel everything rom-com with heart, humor, and just the right amount of literary chaos. If you've ever fallen in love with the wrong person, or the perfect fictional one, this one's for you. Number 5, The Gorge. Hidden deep in a remote no-man's land is a rift in the earth, unlike anything ever discovered, dark, endless, and deadly. Guarding it, 2 elite operatives, stationed in isolated towers on opposite sides of the gorge. No names, no history, no visitors, just one job: never let anything out. Meet Lena Hart, a battle-hardened intelligence agent played by Anya Taylor-Joy. She's brilliant, detached, and utterly precise because mistakes out here, they don't just cost lives, they end civilizations. Every day, Lena scans the silent chasm. No movement, no sound, just whispers on the wind and a sense that something is watching. Across from her, a mysterious fellow operative, faceless, distant, starts sending messages through a secure line. At first, it's just protocol, then confessions, then connections to souls scarred by war and regret, finding solace in the only other person who understands what it means to guard them. Unexplainable, but one night, the silence breaks. A light flashes from inside the gorge, then a sound no human should ever hear. Suddenly, the mission shifts from observation to survival. The truth behind the gorge isn't just terrifying, it's apocalyptic. Lena and her counterpart must face an invisible, world-ending force that defies logic. And as the boundaries between sanity and sacrifice begin to blur, Lena is forced to answer one impossible question: would you destroy yourself to save everyone else? With edge-of-your-seat tension, haunting visuals, and a star performance from Anya Taylor-Joy, The Gorge is a psychological action thriller that proves the scariest enemies are the ones we can't see. Number 4, Hard Love. Meet Natalie, an LA journalist who writes about romance, but can't seem to find any of her own. Played by Nina Dobrev, Natalie's life is a string of dating disasters. Ghosted, stood up, or where she's been through it all. But just when she's about to give up on love altogether, she swipes right on a guy who seems absolutely perfect. His name, Tag, Dorsey, charming, ridiculously good-looking, the kind of guy you'd fly across the country for. So, Natalie does exactly that, books a surprise flight to the East Coast to finally meet him face-to-face. But instead of the handsome dreamboat she expected, she's greeted by Josh, the real guy behind the photos, awkward, nerdy, and nowhere near the profile she fell for. Played by comedian Jimmy Ugong. Josh isn't exactly boyfriend material in Natalie's eyes, but he's got a plan. If she pretends to be his girlfriend for the holidays, he'll help her get closer to the real Tag, who happens to be his childhood friend. What follows is a hilarious, heartwarming roller coaster through snowy small-town chaos, fake dating fiascos, and unexpected chemistry. As Natalie tries to win over Tag, she starts to see something real in Josh, the one person who sees her for who she truly is. Maybe love isn't about perfection. Maybe it's about honesty, vulnerability, and finding someone who accepts your weirdness. Love Hard is a modern-day romantic comedy about taking risks, embracing imperfections, and realizing that the best love stories are the ones we never saw coming. Number 3. We Live in Time. What if the person who changes your life forever appears in the most unexpected moment? In We Live in Time, Andrew Garfield delivers one of his most heartfelt performances as Tobias, a man whose quiet world is flipped upside down when he meets Almond, played by the incredible Florence Pugh. Their connection, instant. Their love, unstoppable. But their time, limited, told in snapshots across years. We Live in Time isn't just a romance, it's a memory unfolding. We see Tobias fall madly in love, stumble through building a home, laugh through chaos, and hold on through heartbreak. But life isn't a straight line. And soon, a devastating truth emerges, one that forces Tobias to face what it really means to love someone, even when everything is slipping away. This isn't a story about forever, it's about the now, the morning coffees, the missed chances, the silent moments that say everything. Directed by John Crowley, the filmmaker behind Brooklyn, this film is a beautifully painful reminder that the heart doesn't measure time in years, it measures in memories. If you've ever loved someone so deeply it scared you, if you've ever wished you could freeze a perfect moment, then We Live in Time will leave a mark you won't forget. Because sometimes, the greatest love stories are the ones we live in the moment. Number 2. Bridget Jones, Mad About the Boy. She's back, older, wiser, still delightfully awkward, and this time, she's navigating motherhood, grief, and dating apps. Bridget Jones, played once again by the brilliant Renee Zellweger, returns in Mad About the Boy, the long-awaited 4th installment in the iconic rom-com series. But this isn't the same Bridget we knew in her 30s. Bridget is a widow, a single mom to a witty teenage son, and re-entering a dating world filled with swipes, emojis, and ghosting. But true to Bridget's style, things get complicated, fast. On one side, a charming, much younger man who shakes up her world with passion, spontaneity, and Instagram-worthy dates. On the other, her son's science teacher, kind, steady, and maybe exactly what she needs, even if she's too proud to admit it. Torn between old fears and new feelings, Bridget has to figure out if she's chasing a fantasy, or finally ready to write a whole new chapter. Add in a few awkward dinners, disastrously honest text messages, and that classic Bridget inner monologue, and you've got the perfect blend of laughter, heartbreak, and second chances. Oh, and did we mention Hugh Grant is back? Yes, Daniel Cleaver rises again, and he might still have a thing or two to say about Bridget's love life. Mad About the Boy is more than a romance, it's a warm, hilarious, and surprisingly emotional look at love after loss, and rediscovering who you are when the fairy tale ends. Bridget may be older, but trust us, she's still got it. Number 1. Materialists. Meet Alia Sharp, ambitious matchmaker who knows everything about modern love, except how to fix her own. In the heart of New York City, Alia is building an empire. She pairs billionaires with influencers, CEOs with models, and has a waitlist of the city's elite begging for her services. Her secret: she doesn't believe in love, just strategy, status, and the perfect algorithm. But everything changes when her past crashed into her present. Enter Chris, the ex she never fully got over. He's messy, broke, impulsive, and maybe the only person who ever really saw her. Suddenly, Holly finds herself torn between the perfect guy on paper, charming tech mogul who checks every box, and the chaotic pull of her ex, who reminds her of who she was before success became her brand. Starring the always magnetic Dakota Johnson as Ollie. and featuring a surprising, heartfelt performance from Chris Evans as the ex who won't go. Quietly, Materialists flips the romantic comedy formula on its head. It's sharp, funny, brutally honest, and asks a question most rom-coms avoid. Do we want love that makes sense, or love that makes us feel alive? In a world where everything is curated, what happens when the heart refuses to play by the rules? Materialists isn't just about romance. It's about choosing between what looks right and what feels right. And there you have it, 10 unforgettable love stories to stream this June. Whether you're into second chance romance, cozy comedies, or heart-tugging drama, there's something here for every kind of romantic. Which one are you watching first? Drop your pick in the comments, we love hearing from you. And if you want more must-watch lists, hidden gems, and streaming gold, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that bell. Thanks for tuning in to Top Stream Finds, where great stories find you. See you in the next one.